I'm going to review the trades I did on November 6th, and that was yesterday. So, yesterday, the trades that I did, I made $11,000. Let's go over them. So, the SPX trade here, literally 1 minute before market close, made $3,000. Another SPX put trade, 2,300. Another trade made 2,000. Another trade made 2,200. Another trade made $2,189. So in profit, that is a little over 11,000. So now let's go over the actual trade. So yesterday morning, I came into the market ideally looking for some downside, and essentially all I was looking for is for price to gravitate towards this low right here. So I wanted downside to gravitate towards this low, and then I was interested in seeing what price was going to do anywhere within this area down here. So this right here was a low of interest. So essentially anywhere between any of this range of here, I was very interested to see what would happen. Okay. So going into that, as you guys know, the way I like to trade, I am someone that focuses on, catching a good quality trade, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a home run. Take my small profit and move on with the day and look for another trade. So yesterday morning, market opened and we started dragging up, but as you can see, we did not go below this low. So ideally, I was not going to look for any upside until price broke this low. So as we pushed up, I thought to myself, okay, if price is going to sell, where can we sell from? This is the first area at which I expected price to sell from. Now, as price got there, then I was looking for sells. Then you can see, as price got here, we ran up and created some buy side liquidity. Price came and took it right there. And then here we got a clean move down, and this is the first trade I took for the day. Just like that right there. So on this trade, I made, I think it was like $2,000 flat or $2,100. So this is the first win of the day. Now, I did take a trade prior to this, and I took the exact same trade, but it was from here. So I was taking puts, but I bought here. Price ran up. I got stopped out for, I believe, 6%, and I lost like $30. Now, I lost $30 on this trade, caught a re-entry to make $2,000. Now, the reason why I wanted to tell you guys that is because I focus on keeping your losers small. Small L's. Keeping your winners big. Now, what I mean by big is, let me create this. I'm not saying 1,000%, 2,000%, 400%, not anything like that. But in the sense, you want to have your wins outweigh your losses. So let's just take this scenario. If I was willing to risk $30 on a trade, and let's say I guess it was literally $30 to make $2,000. That is an amazing ratio. You can think about how many times you would have to lose in a row $30 to outweigh $2,000. It's going to be a lot of trades. And that's why risk management is important, because if you don't have proper risk management, you are going to blow your account. You're going to lose your money, and you're going to have to restart from zero all over again. So essentially with that same setup, I would have to take 66 trades and lose them all to lose $2,000. And, the likelihood of that is pretty small. So I just want to show you guys small L, big win from there. Okay. So that's one trade there. Now, the next trade I took on SPY. Let me see, what time was the second trade. 1 second. So it was 141. Okay, yeah. So over here, I wanted to catch price selling. I wanted price to sell right from, say, somewhere within this vicinity over here. It's like this here. Yeah, right over here. So then, as you can see, we have this huge supply zone. And within that, went down to a lower time frame, found my setup. And on this trade, I actually went down to the 30 seconds time frame. I found a clean entry right off of this here. Just like that. Now from here, we moved sideways quite a bit and we started to sell. And as we were selling off, I entered the trade instead of trying to catch the absolute top, and then caught something just like this here, and then sold this trade about here. And this trade, I made $2,210. Just like that. Now with this trade here, as you can see, it's very different from trades that I normally take. Normally I would go for, try to catch the top to the bottom. But here, I just waited for the momentum to come, because as you can see, we sold, we bought, we sold, we bought, we sold, we bought, we sold, we bought. So I just waited for the momentum to come in, and then I just caught the ride down. Just like that. And once again, the risk on this trade is very minimal. As you can see, 37 cents to 59. I'm risking about 18 cents for the stop loss on this trade. Now, the rest of the trades I took yesterday was off of SPX. Let me see if I can see. The next one was at 227. Well, actually, let me just go over this. This is the last trade that I took today. So, funny enough, one of my friends, they messaged me. Actually, they didn't message me. They called me, and they were saying that they needed. Basically, they were just behind on their bills a little bit, and I was like, I told them like, hey, I got you, whatever. Let me hop in this trade and make some money to help you pay your rent. So I got in this trade about 3 minutes before market close. We have a demand zone here, so it's pretty obvious to me that price was going to sell off into close into here. Now, if you know about SPX, one small candle can wipe out all your profits. Now, this is a trade I normally wouldn't take, but, for this scenario, I figured why not lock in and, help my friend. And I ended up catching an entry here. And this trade was a size for zero trade. So this means that anything I'm putting on this trade as leverage, I am also risking 100% because it's right into close. So caught an entry here, caught my exit down here. And this is the trade that I made it was like $3,150 on. Caught this clean push down into this demand zone. Now, I will say, as price hit demand here and spiked up, I was pretty scared, because at this point, this spike up had me down about 90%, and then this drop down brought me back up 120, 125%, something like that. And then the other SPX trades, there's one at 229. Oh, it was up here. So for this trade, really all in all, price showed a lot of weakness at this area, and it was very clear that we were going to sell here. And really, I was just looking for an inducement on the break of this high. Once price got it, then I caught this. I didn't catch the whole push down. I caught some of this. So essentially, I just scalped this from here to here, and then I got in again from here to here and whatnot. But as you can see, I was spot on with the area, and I wish I just would have held my initial position from up here, because I would have made a lot more money. So at the end of the day, I made $11,000. I probably left, I don't know, maybe $80,000 on the table with all these SPX trades, but at the end of the day, came out with a win, so I'm happy. Now, one thing I'd also do want you guys to remember is there's a difference between what you're leveraging and what you're risking. Okay, so what I mean by this is, let's say I have an account size that is $10,000. Now, if I want to put the whole 10K on a trade, this does not equate to me risking a whole $10,000 on a trade. Now, what I like to do is set stop losses, you know, I'll manually set it, but I'll set it so it automatically triggers. So let's say I put 10K in a trade and I'm like, okay, if I lose 500 on this trade, take me out. So I can leverage $10,000 on a trade, but only risk 500. So essentially, I can, if I wanted to lose, or not if I wanted to, but for me to lose this whole 10K, I would have to lose 20 trades in a row, and then I would have went through the whole 10K. Now, typically with the trades I like to take, I'll take profits anywhere between 20 to 50%. So let's just say I called a trade for 30%. Now I made $3,000. Now I have more money to leverage and go from there. Now, I will say only do this if you are excellent with your executions and risk management. If you are not, you need to practice that. You need a paper trade doing that, because it is going to help you get to the point at which you want to be when it comes to, you know, sizing up on trades. But you have to understand the difference between leveraging and risking your money, because once you understand that and you're able to execute it, it's going to change the game for you. And I mean, for me, I'm just sharing you guys tips and tricks that helped me along the way, showing you guys my trades. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, if you watched it all the way through, please let me know in the comments. And if you want more of these, just let me know.